unicorns, so this is something that hardly ever happens to me. I got sick, and to most of you guys, that's probably fairly normal. You know, you get sick a few times a year, and it's nothing that weird. Kind of luckily for me, it's very uncommon. But you see, it's not all rainbows, unicorns, and butterflies! No. Instead, when I get sick, it really doesn't go that well. And well, you'll see. Disclaimer, as you may or may not notice through this video, I am actually still kind of sick, and I'm probably gonna cough in your face a lot. But that's probably gonna be edited out because that's really weird. So this whole sick situation started out with my mom getting sick on New Year's Eve. Which first of all kind of sucked because she didn't really get to enjoy the celebration as much as she wanted to. And second of all, even though that I felt bad and, you know, wanted her to get better and all that stuff, I was like grabbing my gloves and taking every single vitamin in the house. I'm over at the computer and I'm Googling literally everything I can to make sure that I do not get sick. Because I know that's probably my top 10 ways that I do not want to start off the new year. By the way, happy 2016, By the way, happy 2017, everybody! Woo! I suck at celebrating. And then the next day, sadly, despite everything that I had tried, I started to feel kind of sick. So I quickly made sure that I had on all my rubber gloves so that I would not be touching any contaminated surfaces, started Lysoling down every single one of the doorknobs, the door handles, those are the same things, and everything else that I could think of. And then once again took every single vitamin that I could, including some teas that are supposed to keep you from getting sick. And then my eyes and my head started hurting. But no, I'm not getting sick. I'm probably just tired. You know, maybe I have a tiny little headache. I stayed up really late last night. Lies. I actually didn't stay up nearly as late as I normally do. But, you know, it's probably just something like that. I doubt I'm actually getting sick. So I ate dinner and went on with my normal life. And then my dad asked me if I wanted to play some Just Dance. So of course I said, yeah, it's on, man. So we had an epic dance battle, and then after that, I felt even worse. After about 6 hours of my head hurting and my eyes barely even being able to stay open, not mentioning being literally the reddest I've ever seen them, I decided it was finally time to go to bed. At 10:30! Okay, seriously, I don't think I've gone to bed at 10:30 without being sick, like, since I was 9 or something. The next day I woke up, and I was done fighting it. I was 100% sure I was sick at this point. My nose was stuffy, my head still hurt, I was wibbly wobbly, aka I could like barely walk. It was really, really weird. I kind of felt like I was made out of jello. And a whole lot of other symptoms, not to mention coughing. Talking about coughing. And then finally, the next day, me and my mom had decided that it was time for me to take my temperature. So, you know, we figured it wasn't gonna be like extremely high and it was just gonna be like slightly above. Sadly, when I took it, it was 103.7 degree fever. Seriously, I think the last time I had a fever around that high, I thought the walls were coming in on me and I thought I was actually dying. AKA auditory and visual hallucinations. So obviously I wasn't feeling too good. And it was around this time when I started having 3-hour-long naps. And during one of those 3-hour-long naps, I was laying in bed and I started having auditory hallucinations again. Which I am just thankful are not nearly as bad as they used to be when I was like 5 to 9 or something like that. I used to have these two guys in my head that would argue about the most stupid stuff. Like one time they were arguing about whether or not I liked candy canes. Basically one would have one point, the other one would have another point, and then it would end up with them screaming in my head. Which obviously kept me from sleeping. Which then would just make my fever even worse. So yeah, I'm kind of glad that that part of my life is over, at least for now. It was around the 3-hour-long naps, the really high fever, the auditory hallucinations, and the throwing up that I realized I have the flu. Which, needless to say, was seriously not how I wanted to start my new year. And also, I've been having another problem. So, my room is extremely cold, so I have on my heater like almost all the time on super high, but one of the problems that it has is that it pretty much dries out all of the air, so now every time when I wake up, I have a really bad sore throat. I just can't win. If you want, you can go ahead and send me some nice little wishes or whatever down in the comments down below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I just told you to comment. I am a mess. And what is the outro? I'm sorry, I'm drugged out of my mind. Believe in yourself, you can do anything. I love all of you and have an amazing day.